Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is quite literally acting as the nervous system of our modern world. We're going to unpack the IoT architecture stack. We're so used to thinking of the Internet of Things as just smart fridges or connected thermostats. But actually, scratch that. It has evolved into this massive, autonomous global infrastructure. We are talking about systems that are fundamentally changing how entire industries operate on a planetary scale.
So, let's kick things off with a pretty massive question. What happens when machines can sense, think, and act completely on their own? No human intervention whatsoever. We're zooming right past the days of simple data collection, and we're entering a reality where machines have to make split-second, high-stakes decisions instantly. But how does that actually work behind the scenes? How on earth do we build a system we can trust to just run itself?
Well, to figure that out, we're going to build this system from the ground up today. First, we'll look at the modern IoT ecosystem. Then, we'll cover edge and cloud computing, followed by choosing the right protocol. After that, we'll dive into the rise of AIoT, and finally, wrap things up with the privacy and security challenges.
All right, let's jump straight into part one, the modern IoT ecosystem, focusing on high-stakes industrial applications.
Let's start out in the physical world. The Industrial Internet of Things, or IIoT, as you'll usually hear it called, is solving some incredibly heavy-duty logistical and healthcare challenges right now. Like I said, this isn't about your smart fridge. We are talking mission-critical stuff. Look at Maersk, right? They're using IIoT to optimize entire global shipping routes and massively slash fuel consumption. Or John Deere, they've practically transformed farming with self-driving tractors guided by GPS and advanced automation. And in cold chain logistics, IoT sensors monitor pharmaceutical shipments because literally one tiny temperature spike could ruin a whole batch of life-saving medicine. Oh, and in healthcare, remote patient monitoring tracks vital signs to keep folks safely monitored at home, which really helps minimize hospital readmissions.
And you know what? All of those mind-blowing applications start right at the exact same place, the sensors. Think of these little guys as the nerve endings of our digital world. They are out there detecting absolutely everything. Temperature, vibrations, sound, even complex biological and chemical data. They're the frontline workers translating our messy, physical world into clean, actionable digital information.
Okay, moving on to section 2, edge and cloud computing, the brain and the spinal cord. Because collecting the data, that's just step one. Once we actually have it, we have to process it, and this is where it gets wild. The sheer volume of information being generated right now is staggering. Listen to this. Sensor data is growing 50 times faster than traditional business data. 50. We're talking zettabytes of information. To put that in perspective, we literally cannot send all of that data up to a central cloud. If we tried, it would completely overwhelm our bandwidth, cause massive delays, and drive costs straight through the roof.
So, how do we fix that massive data bottleneck? Modern IoT uses what's called a 3-tier architecture. And honestly, it's beautifully biological. Remember how the sensors are the nerves collecting raw feelings? Well, the edge computing layer sits just above that, acting like the spinal cord. It handles all the instant reflexes and filters data right there on the spot. And finally, the cloud sits at the top as the brain, handling the long-term memory, the complex logic, and the heavy-duty number crunching.
Now, here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. Edge computing doesn't just cut down on lag, although sub-second response times are pretty amazing. It actually acts as a vital fail-safe. By processing data right near the source, the edge keeps critical industrial systems running smoothly, even if, worst-case scenario, global internet connectivity suddenly drops. It is literally the difference between a giant robotic arm pausing safely or causing a massive factory catastrophe just because it lost connection to a server 1,000 miles away.
Which brings us to section 3, choosing the right protocol, how the nerves communicate. To get this edge layer talking to the cloud reliably, engineers have to pick the exact right communication protocol. This is how the nerves actually communicate with each other. Pick the wrong one, and you're going to end up with dead batteries and lost messages out in the field. For example, let's say you use a standard web protocol like HTTP on a remote battery-powered cellular sensor. That is a huge mistake. HTTP needs a heavy TCP handshake and uses these massive headers for every single request. All that extra effort will drain the sensor's battery 3 to 10 times faster than if you just used a lightweight, purpose-built protocol like MQTT. MQTT just uses a tiny 2-byte minimum header and persistent sessions. It's so much leaner. So it really comes down to a right tool for the right job kind of deal. MQTT? That's your undisputed go-to for about 90% of telemetry, basically giving you a very low battery impact. Then you have CoAP, which runs on UDP. That's strictly for deeply constrained local mesh networks. We're talking small devices with practically zero memory. And good old HTTP? Keep that strictly at the gateway layer, where you're just plugging the localized network into standard web services and cloud APIs.
All right, Section 4, the rise of AIoT. Artificial intelligence meets IoT. Okay, so once we've got all this reliable data flowing beautifully through the right protocols, we step into what I think is the most exciting frontier of all, AIoT. This is where standard IoT connectivity meets artificial intelligence, injected right into the mix, often right at the edge. It means devices don't just sit there relaying data anymore. They analyze it, learn from it, and make smart, automated decisions in real time, totally bypassing the need for a human to hit a button.
And we're watching this rapid evolution play out in 3 main steps. Step 1 is where we started, just simple, raw telemetry collection, gathering the basics. Step 2 is predictive maintenance. This is where AI models look at acoustic or vibration data and can actually flag an equipment fault weeks before a machine breaks down. It's like magic. But Step 3 is where it gets mind-blowing. Experts are calling it sentient AIoT. This is where autonomous AI agents can manage entire supply chains and adjust factory production lines completely independently, all based on real-time ground truth data.
Which leads perfectly into our final segment, Section 5, Privacy and Security Challenges, Protecting the Autonomous Infrastructure.
Look, naturally, handing over the keys to our physical world to autonomous AI agents brings up some immense security and ethical challenges. We really have to evaluate this objectively. Security absolutely cannot be an afterthought here. To tackle these vulnerabilities, the industry is pushing advanced tech right to the edge. We're seeing robust end-to-end encryption, for sure, but the really cool part is federated learning. Basically, this lets AI models train locally, right on your devices, so your raw personal data never actually has to leave your home or your factory. Pair that with blockchain frameworks, and you ensure that all the data driving these autonomous systems is completely transparent and tamper-proof.
And that brings us to a really critical realization. The folks over at ESI highlighted this in their 2026 predictions. IoT is no longer just a source of basic telemetry. Nope. It is now arguably the most strategic asset for the enterprise. If an organization can secure a robust, trusted data supply chain today, they are the ones who are going to gain a measurable, massive competitive edge in this new era of intelligent automation.
So, I'm going to leave you with a final thought to mull over. As we continue building this massive global nervous system of sentient IoT, and as these machines gain the ability to sense, think, and act entirely on their own, how are we going to secure that incredibly fine line between autonomous efficiency and our fundamental human privacy? Seriously, it might just be the most important question for the architects of tomorrow. Thanks so much for exploring the modern IoT stack with me in this explainer.